Yeah, I mean, the people I saw too, like the historians talking about it, were basically saying if you look in the historical sources, it doesn't say he is. Like it is possible. There's a chance maybe he was a samurai, but there's no proof. So it's not. They said, was he a samurai? We don't know. Is it likely? Probably not likely. But there's still a small possibility, right? Because we'll never know for sure. So I could see it both ways.
Both ways, yes.
I could see a little. I mean, again, because like for me, that's not my personal area of expertise, right? So I can only really learn so far of what more educated people have brought forth.
Yeah, right. Because we are laymen.
Yeah, exactly. So, again, I think the story of Yasuke is still interesting. Well, personally, I mean, I don't have as much of a dog in the race or a horse in the race. If you understand what I mean. Yeah, do you understand what I mean when I say I don't have a horse in the race?
Horse in the race. What is it?
So you know how like there's a horse race, right? So you bet on a horse, right? So like, oh, that's my horse, so I'm cheering for my horse. That's my horse because I have a bet, right? Mm-hmm. You understand?
Yes.
So if you say I have no horse in the race, means I don't have any investment. So for example, like it's more in like Japan's. It's not my history. It's Japan's history.
Yes.
Does it make sense? So I have no horse in the race because it's not talking about my history, and I'm a layman. So it just means that you have no investments, so to care too much.
Yes.
Right, because if you have a horse in the race, like you're betting on a horse, you have an investment, so you care. But for me, it's I like Japanese culture, but it's not my home culture. So it's not my place to say what's true. And also I'm a layman too, so I don't have a horse in the race too much. I think Yasuke it's an interesting story. Mm-hmm. So and saying if it's still a fictional history, saying he's a samurai, it's like okay, we know Assassin's Creed is still fiction. So for me, the only thing that I find troublesome is just the obvious like DEI. That's it for me.
Yeah, I think DEI is your horse in race.
Yes, and I see it happen everywhere. And, now here, because Assassin's Creed should have had a Japanese man. So yeah, exactly. I think the obvious choice would be a Japanese historical figure, and not the kind of minor character that is Yasuke.
Yes, it is very minor. In addition to this, African French Serge Bile, and he wrote Yasuke's book.
I see.
But learn from Thomas Lockley, and because he influenced from Lockley, he believed not through buying books, and he wrote Yasuke's many ambiguous stuff and in French.
I see.
Yeah, and what happened after that? It means many African people read it because many African countries speak French.
Oh yes.
Yeah, so it's a really bad impact. Like African people believe, okay, Yasuke is true story, or possibly they believe, see, Japan has black slave, Japan was bad, or something.
Does he claim that those books are historical? Does the author claim that his books are historical? Like the stories are historical? So the author who wrote the Yasuke books, the French author, his stories. So is it fiction, or does he claim it's like historical, is it nonfiction?
If I understand correctly, he said it's based on the true history.
Oh, see, I don't like that. I think it's okay to have inspiration. I think it's cool having like historical fiction, where you kind of are inspired by a character, and then you make a story about it.
Yeah,
but people start taking it as fact. That's kind of strange.
yeah, but I think it can't help because that French guy thought Lockley a really genuine historic academic guy. So if that case, he believed it.
Yeah, so interesting. And he made lots of stories based off of that.
Yes, it is.
Okay, yeah. So since there was not a lot of information on Yasuke, yeah, Lockley had to make up a lot of things, a lot of information. He had to make up a lot to fill in the blank.
Yeah.
He's really planted his ideas firmly in Japan, so even Japanese people believe him.
Yes, it is. I knew Yasuke roughly a decade ago. I already knew his name, but he came from Africa as slave. Nobunaga interested in him, but after rebellion, Mitsuhide.
The rebellion, yeah.
Yeah, Akechi Mitsuhide rebellion to Nobunaga and burn his castle.
Yes.
Yeah. At that moment, Yasuke could escape. Because Akechi Mitsuhide said, "You are not even human being, so you're not worth to kill." Yeah.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and
damn, that's harsh.
Yeah, but there is
no, it makes sense. I understand, but it's just dang.
Yeah, but there is several theory. It's like Akechi Mitsuhide didn't want to kill him. So that's why he's trying to let him escape. That's why he said so.
Yes.
Or
yeah, of course.
Yeah, and well, anyway, that is what only I knew about him. And so most Japanese people didn't know too much about Yasuke, but now Lockley create his own theory and create history.
Yeah, but the problem is now people are taking his kind of fictitious history as fact problem.
Yes, it is. It's many problems.
Revisionist history. Revisionist.
Yes, revisionist. Yeah.
Yes. So there's been similar conversations about ancient Egypt too. Where lots of people think that ancient Egypt, because obviously Egypt is like northern Africa, right? But a lot of them say Egyptians were black people, but Egyptians look different. So there's a lot of like a similar controversy. Well, not similar, but there's a lot of controversies like that too that happened with Egypt, because lots of Africans believe that they were descendants of the Egyptians, and then Egyptians were black. But it's obviously like modern Egyptians and even historical Egyptians were looked more closer to like Middle Eastern, but there are many scholars who claim that like Egyptian people were black.
Egyptian people were black.
Yeah, but it's not really true. Even people in Egypt today are not black.
You talk about some liberals. People said ancient Egypt people were black.
Yes, liberals and also just black people in general. Yeah. It's called the Egyptian ethnicity controversy. Egyptian ethnicity controversy.
So it sounds like Middle Eastern people and black people's confliction.
Well, with Egyptian people, so because Egypt is still Africa, but a lot of African people, like Black Studies people, say that they're all descendants of the Egyptian kings, and the Egyptians were black.
Really?
Yes.
I imagine as Egyptian people feeling it's very unpleasant.
Yeah, it's kind of... Well, exactly, they're mad too, because they're like, this isn't true, you're erasing our history. Yeah, they're mad because their history is now being erased.
Yes, it is. Back to Lockley. Lockley said, I'm not getting involved with Assassin's Creed and Ubisoft, but he joined Assassin's Creed's radio.
No, he did. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, so we suspicious. He said, I'm not getting involved with Ubisoft, but he joined the radio. So he is lying or no, we wonder.
Right. Uh-huh.
Yeah, because he already liar, so...
Right.
Yeah.
So why would we believe him?
Yes, it is. And this bottom screenshot, a Japanese guy said why it took so long for Japanese people to realize the Yasuke problem.
Oh, I'm seeing that right now. Never heard of this theory. 99.9% Japanese people haven't seen that either. Huh.
Yeah, I think it's very silly.
Yeah, what the hell?
And also, Lockley writes Japanese books and English books both, but he wrote different things between English and Japanese.
Was that on him, or was that on his, like, does he speak Japanese, or does he have like a ghostwriter help him, like a translator?
Good question.
Because I think it's either that, or he knows that maybe the Japanese people didn't read the English one, so he changed the Japanese book story to reduce outrage. But go ahead. Well, let's see. I'm curious if he wrote the Japanese version himself.
Japanese version is translate. He wrote in English first, after translate in Japanese.
It was translated, interesting, but he changed it. He changed his story. That's what it's saying.
As this YouTuber said, there is difference explaining between English and Japanese.
Interesting. And what is the Japanese explanation supposed to be? Is it changed to make them to cause less outrage?
Yeah, Japanese explaining said some articles said Yasuke beheaded Nobunaga, but it seems difficult, so maybe not. This is what in Japanese version said, but in English version said Yasuke beheaded Nobunaga.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. The inconsistencies seem weird, especially if he's supposed to be an educated scholar. Why would he have inconsistencies? I don't understand. I'm just like that seems strange that he has an inconsistency, especially if he's supposed to be kind of professional, right?
Now we are suspicious he's really learned history or not, because as his bio, he came to Japan as language teacher.
Yeah. So what are his credentials? Does he have a history credential? Does he have any history credential?
I don't think so.
Yeah, no, that's suspicious. Then it sounds like he was hoping he could just change the history and get away with it because he did it because he doesn't have any other opportunities in Japan or something. It sounds like he's hoping that people didn't notice that he changed history, or he was hoping people were too stupid to pay attention to what he's doing.
Possibly, yes. And also, actually, he earned a lot. What is more, big impact for Ubisoft. It's also make money.
Oh yeah, absolutely, they make money. I think even in his interview, I think he just said that he, because of the controversy, he sold lots of copies of his book. I think in the interview you sent me, he said because of the controversy, lots of people bought his book.
Yes.
It's because of the game.
Yes, it is. He said.
Yeah, I don't know. That's crazy. I wouldn't trust him.
Yeah, very crazy.
以上となります。ご視聴ありがとうございます。